Well, hello. My name is Dr. Eric Hoytucker, and today I'm going to begin with a first lesson of sorts. This is Matheus Souza, who is a dear friend, a colleague, and also a brilliant violinist, but he has never sung. So today I'm going to demonstrate many of the principles that I've worked on and have been preaching in these prior videos with Matheus today. I've also made a conscious choice that I'm not going to play to the camera. This is going to be about him and his learning, and I hope that you're able to gather some things that seem useful. Once again, I do have this big Rottweiler walking around here who's gnawing on a bone right now, and he's liable to come charging in here at some point, but I think we'll be able to deal. All right, so thank you. So, Matheus, so you've sung a little bit like in congregation singing in church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course you had to take those dreaded sight singing classes, I'm sure, on solfege, right?
Whatever.
Okay, let's start for me here. Let's just sing just a little bit. And I'm going to just ask you to start following my lead. Here's what I usually do, is I want you to begin inhaling and singing. At the precise moment that you stop bringing in breath, you start exhaling tone and breath, tone and breath. Let's just do ka-o, O on 5, breathe. Very nice. You hear that there's a real difference. There's an openness to the sound when the inhalation is very quiet. What happens is when the inhalation is quiet, the soft palate goes up and the larynx goes down slightly. I want you to stay in that inhalatory, open position when you sing. And breath. Good. I'm going to give you plenty of time to take a breath because I kind of sense like you take in a good bit of breath and you're like, I'm not fully out. So start here, and we're not going to do runs. We'll sing a lick and then we'll go on, okay? So for right now, ka-o, a little bit more jaw dropping on the O vowel. And breath. Good. Breathe. Nice. Good. Let's do here, different exercise. Let's do M-I-N-G. Ming, 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 ming. And
Ming, 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 ming.
breath.
Ming, 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 ming.
Breath.
Ming, 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 ming.
Breath.
Ming, 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 ming.
Nice.
Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming.
Now, you touch on something very important here. As we're going up the scale, you're wanting to spread the pronunciation of the vowel. It should be ming, ming, not mang, mang, right? Right. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just telling you the sound. This is what I'm getting. Okay? Let's start here.
That's what I get.
Let's start here. Let's sing ming. Think a little bit more towards an E vowel. Ming instead of mang. Breathe.
Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming.
Yes.
Ming, 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 ming. 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 Ming, 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 ming.
Breath.
Ming, 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 ming.
Good.
Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming. Ming, 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 ming.
How do those feel?
Good. Yeah.
I'm always be honest. When it's the first lesson, you tell me.
Yeah. Whenever I remember to have the air lower in my body,
Yes.
it helps. Yeah, with feeling this part Relaxed.
because the larynx lowers.
Yeah.
So do this. Take your two thumbs, put them inside your belt and inside your waist there, and on the inhalation, I want you to take all the time that you need to completely fill up slowly and gradually down there. This is your lesson time. I'm not on a time schedule. We'll take as much time as needed. And let's go here back to this ka, o. So you take a breath that opens up the throat, gets the larynx in a comfortable position, get your thumbs out, and then just stay in that inhalatory position. Ka-o.
Ka-o.
That's a great sound. How does that feel?
Very nice.
So one of the things that we try to do in singing is we try to maintain the feeling, not the sound. The sound will differ in any room of the house you go to, or the church, or the school. However, how it feels can remain and should remain the same wherever you are. Ka-o. Breathe.
Ka-o.
That's wonderful.
Ka-o.
And breathe.
Ka-o.
Breath.
Ka-o.
And breath.
Ka-o.
Matheus, that's very good. How's that feel?
Nice.
That's a good D. Okay? We're going to do the same thing. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, and add another layer to this. So right now what I see is I sense a pretty good openness. The inhalation is quiet, which is good, because that means the larynx is comfortably low, palate's up. And the thumbs help tremendously, right? Because they at least give you a physical guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what I'm going to ask you to do is that as you go up the scale, is it possible for you to feel as if the lower part of your body even extends further as you sing? So basically it's kind of like that feeling of farting, or that openness down there, that keeping all this open on the bottom. For me, it's either a feeling of pressure on the sphincter, or one slightly in the pubic wall, or above the buttocks. But it's a matter of keeping that open so that I'm not getting too much breath flying past those vocal folds. This is a real easy lick here. This is not high for you. Practice. Breath. Oh, nice. Do you hear the resonance on the fifth?
Mm-hmm.
That's the C. Breathe. Space. Nice. Matheus, that's working really well. Right? The concept quick. As far as just keeping the body open and relaxed, right? So we're not trying to expand the body on the inhalation from a held rigid position. We're doing that, we're standing very, very, very open and relaxed, not pushing anything out, not doing that, but just keeping it open so that it's buoyant, right? Mm-hmm. And then this feels good because the larynx is coming down and relaxing, and the body's opening, and then it's just a matter of maintaining that laryngeal position by using the lower abdominal muscles. Many times teachers will say, use the muscles, but I don't tell you what to do. What I would tell you to do is that, you've got the thumbs there, and you are working on pushing those thumbs out of your waistline as you go up on the scale, so it's gradual. And the more finesse that you have at this, the more it becomes like, okay, I need this amount of expansion for this pitch, for this, and for the other, until it learns to stay out. But that's all muscular control, right? So it's a really beautiful sound. Do you hear the same? This feel good?
Yeah.
This feel good here? Okay, same thing. I'll bore you with this exercise for a bit. And breathe. And breath. Nice. That's terrific. Can you now sing ka-o? Go to O on the third. Breath. to get the larynx back down to base, back down to home plate. So it opens up and we begin again. Say for me, now just for kicks, say for me, what's something very easy for you? Pledge of Allegiance, Lord's Prayer. What's something that you've got, easily to memory, on the spot? Or happy birthday.
Girl from Ipanema.
I want you to say, how are you today? I am so fine. Say that to me, practicing that breath and that support for the singing.
How are you today? I am so fine.
Now, don't yell at me. Say that to me with the same color, the same instrument, but just not aggressively.
How are you today? I am so fine.
That's really good. That's a great sound. Now sing for me. Sing, how are you today? And breathe.
How are you today?
Breath.
How are you today? How are you today?
Nice.
How are you today? How are you today? How are you today?
Good, man. That's really good. How does that feel?
Good. Yeah, I have to keep reminding myself to not take air up here. Yeah, and it takes a lot because I guess I'm too used to taking the air up here all the time.
Right, but what's up here? Lungs ain't up here.
Nothing.
So I mean, it's a matter of body mapping, of knowing where that. I mean, the lungs are actually much more and more towards the back, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not a raise of the chest wall.
Yeah.
It's actually an expansion of the lower abdominal wall. Those are really good. Do the same thing. How are you today? Easy sing. Just find the space. Find the position between the larynx and the palate. And breath.
How are you today?
Nice.
How are you today? How are you today?
And breath.
How are you today? How are you today?
Space.
How are you today?
Breath.
How are you today?
And that's the F on top. How does that feel?
Nice.
Man, that's really good. That really is quite good. Let's see. I am so fine. I am so. All that I'm really interested is getting the O vowel on the fifth. I am so fine. Breath.
I am so fine.
And breath.
I am so fine. I am so fine.
Yep.
I am so fine.
Breath.
I am so fine. I am so fine. I am so fine.
So.
I am so fine. I am so fine.
Breath.
I am so fine.
And release.
I am so fine. I am so fine. I am so fine. I am so fine. I am so fine.
Matheus, this is really great work, dude. Because like just getting you're now taking the cues really easy. Breathe, sing, and when you feel like okay, it's tight. It in singing is generally always your larynx, right? The larynx is high, and that's because the larynx didn't get a chance to reset on the inhalation. Another way to think of this that might help you is like when you inhale with an open mouth and it's quiet, do you feel a little bit of cold breath on the base of the tongue?
Not really.
Drop the jaw a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel as you draw in the breath, you feel a little bit of coolness of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Aim for that feel on every inhalation. I am so fine. And breathe.
I am so fine. I am so fine. I am so fine.
Breath.
I am so fine.
Open.
I am so fine.
That's the E flat. Let's do here. This is one of my really favorite exercises to get guys into the top. It's the where shall I go today? 1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1. And what I'm going to ask as you sing this, once again, you're doing wonderful work, man, and it's really very good. If for nothing else in this time together, we get that body accustomed to going open, sing, rather than open, crunch, right? Right? If we can just get the body to easily open up and await the space for that sound, then we've done an awful lot in the first lesson, okay? Where shall I go today? Breathe and sing.
Where shall I go today?
And breath.
Where shall I go today?
Good. Now, we're getting into the top, so I'm going to need a little bit more ghoul instead of go. Don't get desperate with the sound. Ghoul.
Go.
It's really ooh with a big mouth. If you can drop the jaw and sing, where shall I go? You find it. And breath.
Where shall I go today?
That's go. Where shall I go? Breath.
Where shall I go today?
Bang. How does that feel?
Much nicer
Now,
than the other one.
it matches, and that's the way that we start getting into the top voice, right? So we have to begin narrowing those vowels. That was like an E natural, but the E flat should have been narrow in the baritone voice. E flat, E natural narrowed, F, and then the F sharp, G begin to open up again, right? But let's not worry about that right now. For right now, I want to just continue doing that where shall I go today on that E natural. It feels so good. I want to get that feel in your throat. Breathe and sing.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
Go.
Where shall I go today?
Go.
Where shall I go today?
Nice.
Where shall I go today?
Breath.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
And that's the F sharp. Pretty easy, right? No discomfort in the throat?
No.
Larynx is not feeling gripped?
No.
Okay. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
All right. All right. If you believe it, let's do it again. This is the D natural. This can be much more open. Go. Understood? So each highest pitch will get incrementally a little bit more to an oo vowel. But this is go. Breathe.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
Yep.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
Matheus, that's fabulous. That's the G.
Close.
Okay. Breathe. Make it right. Hook. Just Matheus, for argument's sake, line up everything. Do what I've asked you to do. Do it all right once. Breath.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
Nice.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
Yes.
Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today? Where shall I go today?
That's B flat to the G. That's B flat to the G. How do those feel?
Very nice.
That's a wonderful sound, man. So here's what happens. So as we're working through this, obviously first couple times, it's kind of like an awkward puppy, right? It falls all over itself until its limbs start growing out. Right now, you're trying to keep that position in the back of the throat, which is high palate, relaxed, not depressed, but relaxed low larynx, right? The more that becomes so secure that you can't screw that up and you can't go back to going gow, right? Then we begin to change the pronunciation of the vowel while keeping that space in the back, and then we still have a really great color and not quite so ooh. But for right now, it's safe to go where shall I go today instead of where shall I ga, because with vowels, every vowel has the extreme, right? Go can be goo, as in Minnesota, or in the German closed O vowel is Mund. And it can be all the way over to ah, right? From right? And so, obviously, going to this extreme just jerks the hell out of your larynx. And we're trying to keep it in a stable, relaxed position. Let's do here, with that feel, let's just do, let's go back to ka-o. Ka-o. Just breathe. The breathing and singing is very nice, man. It really is. Breathe. When I do this sign, that's to give more of a closed, narrow O vowel, okay? Because that was up to the E natural. Where it's C, so C is going to be O, 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 O. Understood?
Okay.
Breathe and sing. Great, you're doing great, Matheus. And. And breathe. And breathe. There you go. That's wonderful, dude.
That was picking a little bit.
That's what?
That was like catching a little bit.
The last one?
Not the last one. I think the breath was a little better.
Okay.
And it felt a little better.
Yes.
But the second to the penultimate one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right here, think about what you're doing. Do all things right for this. So just release the breath.
I was saying, just do all things right. Oh, okay.
Someone should write a book on that. Okay, so release and sing ka-u and breathe. It's F sharp, dude.
Better.
How does that feel?
Better, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Sing a smidge. Hands, thumb still. Go ahead. I mean, you need it. And sing for me, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Again, I'm going to totally change that. Here's what I hear in that sound right now. There's I want you to not be afraid. This is a vulnerable time. I want you to not be afraid to be pretty. I want that sound to be just completely lovely. I want you to trust that if you're breathing, if you're just inhaling and opening, the fullness of that instrument is going to be there. Now we might need to find another key for it, right? Up. Not lower, right? But I just want this to be easy and beautiful. Breath.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That's it. Breathe and sing easily.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Good. Let's go here. Breathe and sing. What is the first word? The first syllable, rather. Amazing. Not saying Say for me You'll just say Sing that vowel. And. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. That's saved. That saved a wretch like me. Not bad, man. Now, all I got to get from you, on me, the larynx comes up a little bit, right? So I want you to really think that whole notion of like, as if you have to let one slip. Okay? Amazing grace. Breath.
The breath is so jagged.
Uh-huh.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Oh, Matheus, man, we're on to something. Okay, okay, come here. Okay, so this is not, for all intents and purposes, this is not a voice lesson at this point, right?
Right.
This is just us sitting around the piano singing at church camp, right? Okay, just sing that for me, and for right now, I want you to give me what you think to be your pop voice, right? Like you're sing along to the radio voice, not trying to impress everybody, but just singing for fun. Does that make sense?
Sure, yeah.
Breathe and sing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound
Yes.
that saved a wretch like me.
Okay, dude, that's good. All right. Do you notice how the vowels completely change?
Yeah, yeah.
And they become more speech inflected rather than amen,
Yeah.
right? They're not stuck.
Right.
Right. Okay. So this is beautiful. So all I'm going to ask you to do is to do that again. And all that I really got to have is I just want to know that this is the openness of the breath. For right now, you're just paying attention to keeping the breath nice and easy. And breath. Ah.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound
Breath.
that saved a wretch like me.
Oh, dude, that's wonderful.
Oh,
Do you hear that?
yeah.
Okay. We stay on this a little bit more. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to sing. Right now, you're kind of like going to the diphthongs. Diphthongs. A diphthong is like the vowel. It should be amazing grace. A diphthong is
Okay. Yeah.
So you have a vowel and an e vowel,
Yeah.
right? Can you linger on the primary part of that vowel? Amazing grace. So in my key, not amazing.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Breath. Just breathe for me easily.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound
Lovely. Breath.
that saved a wretch like me.
Breath. I once.
I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Was blind, but I see. Good. All
I
right.
was
Okay.
blind, but now I see, right?
Yeah. Well, clearly you have to be one before the other.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Just for kicks. In this key. Amen. Nice. Now, on me. That's good. That's the F. On me, I'm just going to ask you to feel as if you were pooping yourself on that E vowel.
Okay.
Okay? The sound is good. How does it feel?
Good except for the me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because the larynx goes up on you.
Uh,
Amen. Stay on the vowels. Amazing grace, not amazing grace. Amazing grace. Don't make sausages. Think about the vowels. There are only really 5 of them. Amazing grace, ha, sweet, sa.
okay.
Breath.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Okay, but you have to trust this. You have to trust on the E vowel. Like whether I make you stand up or not. But it is a matter of breathing and then really committing to that lower abdominal wall. The sound is really quite lovely. Just sing like me. Like me, breath. I'm sorry. It's up the octave. Breath. That's it. But did you hear that there's a body response? When it stopped making pitch was when you let go down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, like me. Hold on to it down here, not up here, not at the larynx, but down here for all your work. Like
It
this.
is weird because, yeah, the first reaction is to think of the sensation up here.
Yes.
Right?
And that's not where you should feel
Right.
the sensation.
I should be focusing here.
Yes.
Rewiring.
Yep, like me. Drop on the inhalation and then shit yourself on the F. Like me, breath.
Like me.
Yes, you see?
Okay.
You see? So you are in control. You are in control of how long that pitch lives there. Now, let's now that we've been doing this, monkeying around the keys, you doing okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I can play this in 5 flats. I'll give this a try. Same easy with that breath. Almost your idea of a pop voice with those easy vowels. Breath. You're good. You're good. Breath. Quiet breath, and put some pressure on your sphincter. I once.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Matheus, that's really good.
Hey, thank you.
Here's something that I want to tell you too, to give you an idea about like the breathing and the singing. Okay, so as I'm speaking to you, I am making phrases and I'm making sentences. And as I'm speaking to you, there's always a breath, pretty much, that precedes that sentence. Matheus, I really appreciate you doing this today. I know this is very difficult. Blah, 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 right? Okay, so why wouldn't that be the same when you're singing?
Right.
Because what I'm doing is by taking that inhalation, I'm opening up the voice, I'm opening up the body, I'm freeing it, I'm getting it back to a very neutral position. So why wouldn't we want to do the exact same type of breath when we're singing? Because we are making sentences, we're just making sentences to pitch. Right? Amazing Grace. Just as easy, summer camp, and breath. That's there you go. And breath.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Nice. Breath.
That saved a wretch like me.
Breath.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Dude, that's really good.
The dog likes it.
The dog likes it. Indeed. What questions you have, Matheus? I mean, I'm anxious to go listen to this, but what questions or observations? And like maybe like if there's something that you really want to say that you think maybe folks who might be watching this for the first time about a first voice lesson, fear or misconceptions, what would you say?
So to me, what felt most different about when you said like, oh, do a pop voice, was like, I felt like there was more like activity going up here,
Okay.
But I don't know, like
That would be the ring in the vowels. Because obviously do is a dead sound. Ka, has a ring to it automatically.
Yeah.
Ame instead of ame. Right? That's much more of a grunt. Okay, now sing if you want to make it pristine. Instead of ame, amen.
Amen.
Amen, and drop the jaw a bit.
Amazing
keeps much more that open feeling rather than kind of locked. That's a terrific sound. What else?
Well, I don't know. Well, I have to restructure all of my breathing.
Well, yeah, clearly. I mean, do you think about breathing when you're playing the violin?
Not as much as I should.
But is that a thing with violinists that they
Definitely.
should be thinking about the breath?
Definitely. I have performed before once. I remember clearly once playing like the whole presto of a Bach solo violin sonata.
In one breath,
And by the end, I felt awful.
right?
I felt completely awful. And then I was thinking like, why do I feel awful? And then I thought, wow, I don't remember taking a single breath in the middle of this whole 3-minute whatever it was.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it is.
The breath is, I say this all the time, the importance of the breath is not such that you can have all kinds of breath with which to sing, it's to free and relax the instrument. Because if the larynx has a tendency to ride a little bit high on you, the best way you take care of that is by taking a good inhalation. Because then the larynx goes down to a comfortably low position and the palate comes up.
The cold air underneath the tongue also helps a lot.
On the base of the tongue, if you feel that, because look here, look at my larynx and watch when I do that. You see how it's slightly dips into a really comfortable position, and we're not talking about driving it down to a low position, just being in a simply comfortably low position. You know? Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you for having me.
truly, Matheus. Thanks much. Folks, I'll be putting up some other videos with other lessons, but I thought this video about how to have a first lesson would probably be a really great place to start. Thank you very much, and remember, singing can be as easy as you want it to be, or it can be as difficult as you make it. That choice is all up to you. So thank you very much. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.